Welcome to Rum&tings, where we drink rum and talk about tings and never stay on topic. I'm your host, Lana.
And I'm Mr. X.
Make sure to like and subscribe, comment any topics you'd like us to talk about. And today's topic is what is considered controlling in a relationship, Mr. X?
Well, controlling is anything where it comes to telling the other person what they cannot do without reason. Where it's just like, hey, let me correct that, without valid reason.
Valid reason. Okay, we're going to have to clarify what a valid reason is.
All right, valid reason is, okay, if I don't want you to do something because of, hey, you may hurt yourself, it's unsafe. Like, for example, you want to walk down a dark alley at 12 o'clock at night. Mm-hmm. It'll be unsafe for you to do it more than me. So it'd be worse for you to do it. It'd be like, hey, avoid that. Okay. Versus if I say, hey, you want to go out, and I'm like, no, because I'm not going. You can't go.
Okay, so what is the terms of the valid? Like, who determines if it's valid or not? Does it have to come with like a reasoning? Does it have to be like something that is who defines the valid?
Well, depends on how you're doing in that relationship. But when it does, me personally, I rely on common sense and like within reason. If the same rules apply to me and you, am I just doing it because they just coming up with it because they're feeling some type of way?
So are feelings not valid?
Shit, not every feelings is valid. Just because you because you got a shit doesn't mean I have to feel some type of way.
So which feelings are valid and who gets to decide in this relationship, okay, whose feelings are more valid than the other?
It's case by case basis. Who do you think you're supposed to be?
I don't know. I'm going off you, dude. You're the one who said valid reasoning, so I need clarification on a valid reason.
Then what it should be then? You telling me?
As far as what controlling is, or how the decision making should be made.
Oh, first, what's the controller? Then go to the other part too. This ain't an interview.
I don't know. I think for me, controlling would be, like you have to know where that person is 24/7. You're like, you know everything that they're doing, when they're doing it, how they're doing it. You know everybody they talk to. If they spoke to somebody, you have to know who that is. Or like you're literally taking over every aspect of that person's life. That is what I deem as controlling. Whereas like this person is they can no longer be themselves or an individual. They have to be what you want them to be and how you want them to be it.
Well, yeah, that is definition of controlling, but it's controlling in other aspects too, where it's saying like, hey, it's hindering the other person from doing anything, meaning like there's more towards that.
But if I say, okay, I don't want you to go out, and I have whatever reasoning I may have, like my feelings or whatever like that, I don't think it's on you to say, well, I don't think your feeling some type of way is a valid enough reason for me not to go somewhere.
Well, there got to be some type of, how you say, like some type of reasoning behind this to make it seem like, hey, you get this one, I get this one. Because it's just simply because you want me to stay home and there's literally no reason for you to make stay home. It's not like, okay, hey, so you don't want to spend no time with me. I just spent all day fucking with you yesterday. So you can't say, it's not that. So there's got to be something more than just, I feel this way.
Well, don't get me wrong. I don't think that you should use that as a weapon every time the person wants to do something, or like you come up with an excuse like I'm feeling as continuously as a weapon against this person. But if they're having like one-off type of situation where they're feeling some type of way. But if it's a continuous, if every single time you try to go out and I'm like, no, I don't want you to go out because I feel some type of way about it, then that's different, because now I'm literally controlling you because I'm using it every single time. But if you go out 10 times and then the 11th time come and I'm just like, I'm in my feelings for whatever reason, I don't see that as controlling, because all the other times you're fine. This one time, maybe something happened, maybe something's going on with me, whatever. But that doesn't necessarily mean that I'm controlling you. It just means that I'm feeling some type of way and I would like for you to stay and comfort me or us process this together. It's not necessarily I'm trying to say, well, I don't want you to go out, because if that was the case, I would use it every single time. You would never ever go out.
Oh, but it's a simple thing. Like first I want to step back on that point where you're talking about, oh, who get to decide what are things. Well, first off, it's like, hey, how the household's supposed to be. Then it's a mixture of, hey, like balance and stuff.
Yeah.
When it goes to that part, but then it's still gonna have to be some reason where, like, hey, even then you feel some type of way, and it's like it is really, when I say it's truly is nothing besides, it's nothing that you can say that, hey, is really affecting you versus it's a want. But you and I can say personally, you masqueraded like it was something really big deal when it really was not.
It might not be a big deal for you, but you can't tell me what's a big deal for me personally as far as my feelings wise go. Because flip it. I can't tell you if something is a big deal or not. I can't tell you if there's a scratch on your car that you really love. That is not a big deal, but you're going to look at it like, wow, like this is actually a big deal for me. So you can't flip flop.
You do that with when I try to play basketball. You do. Do you really need to play basketball? We gonna do something like, hey,
because we had something else planned to do. That's the only reason why I was like, okay, maybe if you reschedule basketball for the next day, and then, because you already made plans to do something that was gonna take a couple hours to do. So all I said was, you like to go play basketball. When you go play basketball, you want to go there for a couple hours. So if you're going to go, I want you to go enjoy yourself, not restrict yourself to time. So let's just reschedule the basketball, do what we have to do that you already planned to do, that's going to take a couple of hours, and you play basketball tomorrow. Like, I'm not controlling you in a sense like I'm saying you can't play basketball or you can only play basketball within these certain hours. No, I don't care if you go play basketball. On a day we have nothing to do, there's nothing planned to do, you can go play basketball all goddamn day. I don't care.
Well, you say like the plan we really want to do. You was already trying to make an excuse to get out of it.
Yes, but once we've confirmed it and we said, okay, something that we're going to do, now I'm like, I made my mind up. We're doing this. Okay, cool. Now it's going to take a few hours. It's going to take a couple hours to get there. And then we're going to stay there for a little bit. So it was going to take a while. So I'm just like, okay, if you're going to go play basketball, at least go when you can get the most of it.
But that was enough time.
You play
to
one
do that.
game.
I could have played longer.
You played one game.
And I could have played longer.
I know, but I'm saying.
Well, the national plan was we'll still leave roughly almost the exact same time with more variant, but the point of how much you get it into something that say, oh, I feel some type of way. It's like, okay, I hear what you feel, but since it did not change my opinion, then it's just like, oh, you're not understanding me. But it's like, no, it's not that I'm not understanding.
No, because you weren't understanding the concept. I'm not trying to control you or that I don't trust your judgment or anything like that. I'm just saying, you like to go play basketball for hours. That's just like when
hours. That's an hour and a half is not hours.
Stop.
The last time
we went to go play basketball, it was at least 2 hours. The times before that were 3 to 6 hours. You literally
that's rare.
That is not rare.
That's the most of the time. Most of the time, a good 30 minutes of that is trying to get back through that.
That's just like saying when I go get my nails done, I'll be gone for 30 minutes.
Girl, you had me in the car waiting for 45 minutes and be like, "Don't these things look cute?" You talking about? Oh, you had me waiting.
Okay.
Didn't you had me waiting all the damn time?
Okay, but that's what I'm saying.
Well, you're talking about okay, like it's nothing, no apology, nothing. Talking about it's okay, it's a whatever because it's you.
I'm not saying it's okay like that. But what I'm saying is, when you go to play basketball, you go for 2 hours. Usually on the minimum is 2 hours. Now, if you're playing and you're really getting into it, it could be 4 hours.
No, when you say that 4 hours, was there anything planned after that when it could be when I be there extended?
No, but that's not what I'm talking about. What I'm saying is we're not going to go over the fact that you like to play basketball.
I like to play basketball.
That's what I'm saying. So what I'm saying is, why not go on a day when you had nothing else to do? You could go play basketball all day and enjoy it to the fullest rather than try to squeeze it into an already tight schedule and you could only play one game. That's all that I said. I said instead of playing the basketball for an hour, we use that time to do what we were already planning to do, and then everything would have worked out in the schedule. It would have been fine. Like, we would have had more time to do that other thing that was already scheduled to do. We'd have had enough time to go there, spend the time, come back home, everything would have been fine. And then you could have played basketball the next day for the whole doggone day. That's all that I said. So you could get the most out of it without the time constraint. So we can make the most out of having to drive 2.5 hours.
But don't you think that I just want that one game? That'll be my exercise for the day. I did illustrate, hey, haven't worked out nothing in a while.
And I said we could go to the gym and play, like, not play.
I said we could go to the gym the next day, but you're like, no, I'm too tired. I'm so comfortable on this couch. So don't give me that shit when you literally just did that.
No. Yesterday, I said, if you want, I'll compromise with you. I'll meet you at the gym. We can get a workout together. And then we could come home, shower, and then go to where we got to go. You said, I was trying to compromise with you so you could get your workout. You said, no, I want to play basketball. So I said, okay. So I had a problem. I gave you the solution, which is meet you in the middle. You was getting your workout done. That's what you said you wanted. You hadn't worked out all week. I said, okay, cool. I will come meet you at the gym and we could work out together.
Which would have required more time because you would have.
You were still at Walmart. You were still at Walmart.
I was leaving Walmart when you have another thing, when we had the fighting part of it. Then it's gonna take you one time to get ready to go to the gym because not like you just up and go. Two, you either had to drive. Bullshit. Then you have to either me drive to get you or you drive over there, which is going to take estimated 20, 25 minutes. So literally there, you're going to already burn most of the time. And the workout usually takes 30 minutes to an hour and 15. You can run that whichever workout it is. But it's the point of you use most of that time. You will want to spend the same time to go up there to stop me playing basketball than for me to actually just get that and go when I'm already across the street.
And again, I said, okay, you played your basketball.
Don't act like it was just no simply okay. Oh.
I gave
you can't try to masquerade like, I just took it over. I just said okay.
I said okay.
Don't matter. No, it wasn't no damn okay. I like how y'all women like to masquerade like y'all don't hold nothing tight.
The schedule would flow better if that hour of basketball was cut out and you expanded it the next day. Did I say never? Now, it would be controlling if I said, I don't want you playing basketball ever. I don't want you going up to that gym. That's controlling. But if I literally was trying to rearrange the schedule so it could flow better, then I don't see that as controlling.
It's controlling when, hey, you listen to you with what you felt on it, didn't quite agree on it, but you're upset that I didn't agree on it. Then I had to think the same way you did and go with the plan. Otherwise, you'll be unhappy.
I wasn't asking you because
it wasn't that. Yeah, you're right. You're right there. You're right there. You weren't asking me. You was trying to tell me. I'm like, no.
Schedule-wise goal, I was just trying to point it out all at once to you. So you're like, schedule-wise goals, like, that's a tight schedule. All I'm saying is divert the hour for basketball. Come home. Let's get ready to drive this long drive. And we can get the most out of this night that you already planned and agreed to do.
It's at 4 o'clock. Right there. They're planning for us to not be there. We said we're going to leave the house by 6:30.
All day.
Matter of fact, he wasn't. She wasn't there. He's there. But the fact of the matter, they were not expecting us to leave. So what if they did decide to hit the road? They're like, we don't expect them to come till like 7:30, 8 o'clock.
You're so irritating. All I'm saying, schedule-wise goes, that made sense. Mm-hmm. Now, you still did what you wanted to do. Okay, cool. Now, controlling would have been a whole nother ball game. You cannot play basketball point blank period until I tell you to. That to me is what I think of controlling. I think of controlling to the very extreme nature. Now, if we disagree on like scheduling wise or once in a while or something like that, I don't fully see that as controlling because it's not like it's all the time.
Controlling, how I see controlling is when you do not have the option to control the outcome. I mean, when it says controlling, like you hop in the car, I'm in the driver's seat. I'm in control. You do not make decisions on where this thing goes. That's controlling. You lose out the income. Then it becomes truly in control is when, we in a relationship aspect, is when you can't make a decision without the other person's approval.
Well, I do think that as far as being in a relationship, a good amount of the decisions should be made together. Now, don't get me wrong. I don't think trivial decisions like what we're eating for lunch or what I'm going to eat for lunch should be the decision I have to talk to you about. But obviously, the bigger stuff we should talk about. But again, I feel like if somebody is literally trying to mold you into somebody else, they're trying to take control, like make every single decision for you, then that to me is controlling. But if I'm just like, hey, I don't feeling some type of way. I mean, I want you to go out tonight. Can we stay and cuddle or whatever? I personally see that as controlling? No.
That's not controlling.
Now, don't get me wrong. If it was a big event that you were planning to go to and like friends and family and or whatever, something that's a planned event that I knew about for a while and I probably threw that in you, I don't know, maybe. But at the same time, it's like if I'm genuinely feeling some type of way and my feelings, I can't really control it. I can't have it on a time schedule. Be like, okay, effectively this time or that time.
You can't control it. It doesn't have to make sense.
I do feel like, yes, if you're my partner and you really care about me, if I'm feeling some type of way, then maybe I would want you to stay and comfort me. Now, there's a good amount of time that you have gone out and I felt some type of way and I don't really say anything. Sometimes I do.
Bullshit. Oh my God. Look at these lies. Look at these lies. Man.
Sometimes I do. And I will say it, maybe not in the best way. But again, we've gotten past that.
Got past what? But, you got past what? You get on my habit of not liking to argue. You would keep on getting on me where I'm just like, I get irritated. I just like, fuck it, because it annoys me to argue.
Because if you're not getting it your way 100% of the time, then it's a problem. And then
that's literally you! Because I didn't give it to you 100%.
No. If you don't get your way every single time, if you get up and you say, I want to go out this way or whatever, and I'm not on board, then it's a problem for you. Oh,
some of the times, yeah, when I actually map things out specifically, it's rare I go into detail. Usually I'm just broad. We're going to end up in New York, then we're going to be in Alaska. There's nothing. The plan did not say where we're going to be in those states, but those are usually how the plans are. But when I go refine, let's say, hey, we're going to New York, and we're going to be in New York, then be at this time, then it's like, okay, hey, let's be there at that time, especially when you're like, hey, yeah, let's do it.
And if it doesn't go your way, then it's
because you sit there lollygag, act like, okay, hey, we're supposed to leave at 8 o'clock, and you were like there. I'm like, okay, it's 7:50. Let's go. You still in there in the bathroom, look at the mirror, taking pictures and shit. Which picture looks better?
The cat.
Girl.
Stop the cat. If you tell me we got to leave the house, we got to be somewhere by 9. And I know I will look at Google Maps and I will say, okay, it's 30 minutes away. That means we got to leave by 8:30, 8:20 to be safe. That means I got to start getting ready by 6:30.
And still be late.
Don't tell me that I don't get up and go upstairs and start getting ready by 6:30.
And still be late.
I'll be downstairs by 8.
By 10.
That's enough time for you to get, because every time I come down and I'm dressed, you still not dressed yet.
Because when I put my clothes on, you still doing something.
Because I'm waiting on you. I'm going to be in the bathroom taking pictures because I'm waiting on you to get dressed. You're still not dressed. But then we
still waiting on you at the end of the day doing your makeup and making sure this picture look good.
Yes, I want the picture to look good.
Okay, but then again, at the end of the day, we're still waiting on you. Because with the time to leave, you're still right there. Ting, ting, ting. So that means at the end of the day, we wait on you, not me.
Whatever.
It don't take that long. I'm a guy. It doesn't take that long to get ready.
Oh my gosh. Okay. And how many times you forgot something and we had to wait in a car for you to run inside the house to get something?
Oh yeah. All of 30 seconds.
Okay.
Versus your 5 minutes of ting ting ting.
So if you were ready, then there should never be. I forgot.
I would have had it if I wasn't already waiting on you.
Okay. But again, I don't see. I don't know. I feel like for me, with the controlling thing, it is, for me to really truly say it's controlling, to me, it's like it's on the extreme end of you can't go nowhere, you can't talk to nobody, you can't do this, you can't do that. Like, any decision you make, you gotta come through me. Like, I'm tracking your phone. I gotta see who you talking to. That to me is controlling. That to me is like, okay, like this is a problem. Yeah. Now, as far as like other stuff that maybe I feel some type of way or I want you to stay home, if it's a once in a while type of situation, then I don't really see it as too much of a big deal. Now, if it's repeatedly, if it's every time you're trying to go out or most of the times that you're trying to go out, then I'll be like, okay, we need to talk and have a conversation about what's going on.
But, okay, so even then, you're talking different aspects of it. We did illustrate what controlling is. Then less for people who are learning, what are ways to be like this seems that like ways that people be controlling the other person.
Can be controlling the other person?
Yeah, they use different tactics. So it's not just simply, hey, you can't go nowhere, because they use different things to masquerade it like it's not controlling.
Well, I mean, there's some people who be very straightforward and say that, and then there's some people who would use like. Some people can be sneaky with it and be like, oh, again, the whole I'm feeling some type of way every single time that you're trying to go out.
That's keyword, emotional manipulation.
Yeah.
That's one of your big tactics.
Shut up. Really?
I like how you couldn't say no.
Really? Really?
Yeah.
I disagree with that. I know.
Poppycock.
I'm going to disagree with that because you see it as emotional manipulation because, again, you're not getting your way. So, obviously, there's a problem.
Not getting my way.
Obviously, there's a problem.
Because you start pouting in the corner and then try to be like, oh, you don't care about me. I don't know why you with me. You don't love me. My feelings don't matter. You don't validate how I'm feeling. Validate how I feel. I say you listen to this bullshit.
You barely listen.
Oh, listen to the bullshit and point out holes in this thing.
I don't need you to sit here and I'm not telling you that my feelings are logical. I mean, their feelings are not going to be 100% logical, but I don't need you to sit here and tell me why my feelings are wrong.
No, but it's the point of, it's either I'm going to say, okay, tell you why, hey, you may have the feelings. No,
I don't need you to see.
Okay, I'll just nod, wave, and walk the fuck away. I listen, nod, and walk the fuck away.
Listen and comfort, but you keep poking holes in it like I'm trying to make you're acting like I'm coming to you with a thesis that's supposed to be logical. You're supposed to point.
Your emotions are basically like grilled cheese.
Okay, but are your emotions always logical?
No, but at least I committed.
Okay, but that's not the point. I'm not telling you that my emotions or my feelings are logical. They are my feelings. Okay, I'm not asking you to break it down to me or tell me why my feelings are wrong or no, I'm not asking for none of that. Okay, I did it. I just need you to listen and comfort. That's it. Mm-hmm. And so you're gonna listen and comfort? Mm-hmm. Is that our solution?
Mm-hmm. Is that how you feel?
We have a problem, which is you feel I emotionally manipulate you. I explained it. And this is a solution to when the next time I have a feeling is you're going to listen and comfort.
So are we acknowledging that you emotionally...
I don't emotionally manipulate you.
Are we acknowledging? I just wanted proof. So that you can never say that, hey, Because we got the voice recording the picture. Just like, can you provide your name and social security to confirm that this is you?
No, I'm not saying that I emotionally manipulate you. That's the way that you look at it. Now, I cannot tell you how to interpret something, but I'm going to tell you.
If it quacks like a duck, it walks like a duck, it shit like a duck, and it does not bark, it's not a dog.
It's a dog dressed like a duck. What I'm
talking about moo.
What I'm trying to tell you is like you see it as emotional manipulation, but at the same time, it's not. Because it's genuinely my feeling. I'm not doing this on purpose to sabotage you. I'm not pulling these feelings out of nowhere to sabotage you or your night. These are genuinely my feelings. Now, if I was pulling these feelings out of my ass and throwing them on you just to sabotage you and your night,
yeah, I'll be ducking and dodging that bitch.
Then that is different. But I don't purposely do that. These are literally my feelings, and so I would like you to listen and comfort.
So shouldn't if you just saying if you just think you feel some type of way, and wait, I'm just asking because you're acknowledging and listening. You say you're hurting, but you're being justifying everything else, and like truly that. So can the feelings be wrong?
I mean,
You feel this water is dirty, but this shit is filtered. So can't that feelings be wrong?
That's a very complex question.
It's basically,
I mean,
that was just acknowledging.
The feeling can be wrong, but at the same time, you can't tell somebody how to feel. You can't police somebody's feeling.
So,
you can't police somebody's feeling because again, what matters to you and what's important to you may not matter to me and may not be as important to me. But I can't tell you how you should feel about those things, and you can't tell me how I should feel about those things.
But
it's not on you to tell me if I'm feeling right, wrong, if it's justified, if it's not. It's not. We're not asking for the logic police here.
So, no, it's not the logic police, but it literally goes to the fact that what you said is just like, okay, you're feeling some type of way. Because you're feeling some type of way, unless I abide by it, then I'm ignoring. I'm just saying a person.
Oh, okay.
If they're not, that means if they don't abide by your feelings, then they're not acknowledging it. Because then you have to be able to identify, like, hey, is this actual emotion or that shit's actually wrong? You telling me, like, yeah, it's like getting upset for something that did not actually happen. You get mad at me. You have a feeling, you feel that I hit you. And I did not hit you. So, do I just like, hey, yes, I'm sorry for this, or I show you that your feelings are wrong? You literally just point out, just say, hey.
At that point where it's kind of becoming like too much, then I would just say like, get a counselor, get a third person.
Send it to a sane asylum.
Get a counselor, a therapist, a third party who you trust. You could be a pastor or anybody to just like have a kumbaya or come to Jesus conversation with, where they can hear the conversation, because they're the person outside looking in. So they can see what you aren't seeing personally, or what the other person isn't seeing. And so they can help you have that conversation and say, not necessarily saying you are wrong or you are right, but they can say like, okay, like this is what I think you should work on. This is what I think you should start doing, and vice versa. Instead of, I don't like the whole you're wrong, you're right type of thing. But in some context, it is needed. It is needed to you're wrong, you're right. But I just personally don't fully like the you're wrong, you're right.
Because you just don't want to be told that you're wrong.
No, because I feel like...
Yeah, exactly. You don't want to be told you're wrong when you're literally wrong.
I can accept when I'm wrong, because I do change I can change the way I look at stuff. My view will change. So I am open to hearing that I'm wrong. Stop the cap. I am open to hearing that I'm wrong, just like the other day, like yesterday when I asked, like, am I looking at this the wrong way? Like, am I looking at it the wrong way? tell me another perspective so I can understand. And you did. And I was like, okay, cool. I was looking at it.
But I'm telling the other's perspective the whole time. But it'd be
No,
like,
you ain't.
it'd be vroom, vroom. You be ducking and dodging that shit like the Mayweather.
No, you ain't. But again, after I said, am I looking at it wrong? And I was open to the other perspective. And then you explained it. I was like, okay, cool. All right, cool. We'll do it. So I am open to that. So yes, I can take criticism. I can take your wrong. But as far as the whole, I know that not a lot of people can take criticism, especially harsh, put on them like that. So I don't like to approach it with, you're wrong. Just put it on them like that. I like to basically try to see how I feel about it, because when you attack somebody with the "you're wrong," they can see it as an attack, and then they'll shut down, and then you get no progress from that. That's why I don't like the whole complete "you're wrong, you're right," because a lot of people will take it as attack, and then they'll shut down and get nowhere. They'll just forever.
So if you cannot tell, but that doesn't make it right though. If you can't
it's not that I'll never say you're wrong, but again, there's so many other ways to say it rather than just saying it you're wrong.
Okay, instead of saying you're wrong,
instead of looking at
it
like A, look at it like B. You have to open other perspectives. You have to give them other point of views so they can see it in a different light.
Okay, yeah.
Because a lot of people have tunnel vision. They only see one way. So you have to show them the other way and let them be like, oh, okay. So again, the whole "you're wrong, you're right" does not work for everybody. Just like the whole not being direct and walking them through it might not work for some people. Some people like the direct "you're wrong, you're right." Some people don't. So it just depends. That's why I say have a third party who's neutral, a pastor, a therapist, counselor, whichever one you choose, to have that conversation with. Because they're going to look at the outside and say, okay, maybe this may be a little bit emotional manipulation, or maybe he's looking at it the wrong way and he's taking it deeper than it has to be, and they can actually see it for what it really is, or what you're not seeing. Because you're looking from tunnel vision. I don't emotionally manipulate you. Like, as far as I'm concerned, 9 times out of 10, you can go out and do what you want. You can go play basketball right now, as a matter of fact.
Poppycock. I don't know why he's splitting these lies in front of this camera. Watch. In the voice core, I'm going to play this shit. Judge Mavry, she don't get in that ass.
I still don't even know what judge they have on there now.
Once they fired the other lady, I lost interest in it. Then the next one, I just couldn't get into it at all. Actually, the first problem was they changed the scenery.
Yeah, I didn't like that. It was more like laying back. It was like, this is a court.
It was Jeopardy. It should turn into Jeopardy.
It was like, is this a court? Nah. It was like,
yeah, so it's like, they lost me there.
And then they had the bailiff in the suit looking, I was like,
they brought in Jose. They brought in Jose.
They brought it, and he was like dapper with the haircut. And I was like, where's a bailiff that looks like a bailiff? Like, what's going on here? He got a suit and tie. It looks like not a court.
Well, at least it looked real at first. It felt like if she made me give the money, like I may have had to do it. Now this is like, I would never give you shit. Cause I'm like, I thought this was just TV.
It's just a joke.
But no, they kind of ruined that show trying to be all modern.
Yeah. But I don't know. I feel like different people look at controlling differently, obviously. Just what bothers you or doesn't bother you. But again, if you're really having a problem with it and you're not getting it through to your spouse, like you're not communicating it well, then yeah, get that third person in and have that conversation. And
one of my number one things is I can say is like, most people know they're controlling, but unless you... If you wait, here's the thing though. If you wait till you jump the broom to say some shit, then you can't bitch that this person's controlling.
Well, what if they don't start to get controlling until after you drop the broom?
No, I said if they were controlling before that. Even then, if they're controlling now and you sit there controlling the whole time for a long period, you cannot complain that they're this type of way.
Yes, you can.
Well, no, I'm saying like after a certain period of time, like extended.
You mean like at your 20th anniversary, then you'll be like, yeah, she's been controlling this whole time and I need help.
Yeah, you can't complain.
I mean,
Especially if you're doing it from the beginning. Especially if you're doing it from the beginning. And you like, whatever. It's like, I can't complain.
But if you really do have a problem with it, the sooner, the better. The sooner that you have a problem and you nip it in the butt, the better it will be. So, I'm not going to say like the first time she says she feels some type of way or she asks you to do something or whatever, you're going to be like, oh, you're trying to da-da-da-da. But that's a bit dramatic. But, like, if you see, like, repeated patterns over a couple of months or a year or so, and then be like, okay, like, let's have this conversation about it. This is how I feel about it. What's your take? Why are you doing this? Like, what can I do to help you not feel this type of way? And find a solution that works for both of you. And if you can't come up with a solution together, then get that third party in and find the solution. Put the solution in and then keep it pushing.
And if third party don't work, throw the bitch away.
Or the man. It could be the man.
A bitch is not gender specific. Them sexist.
This is why I can't with you.
And we fight
and
for
you
the
say
equal
that
right.
I emotionally manipulate you. You just emotionally manipulated me.
I just
I can't stand you.
Yeah. Well, that concludes today's show. Make sure you like and subscribe. And let us know any topics you want us to hit. And
comment any topics you'd like to hear. Did you say that already?
Yeah, I'm pretty sure of it.
Oh, I'm
Deuces.